What a disappointing match. And what a disappointing start to the World Cup campaign for India. Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm Reema and you're watching Offside Opinions. Yes, wins and losses are a part of the game. But to lose by 58 runs, to not even be able to play 20 overs in your opening match, that's just a different level of disappointment altogether, to be honest. And the Indian team today was poor in every department, from bowling to fielding, and let's not even talk about the batting department. They were so bad. So New Zealand decided to bat first, which itself is very surprising because we all know about the dew factor in Dubai, right? And how that could actually play a major role later in the innings and could actually help the chasing team. But then we heard Nasser Hussain say on air that the dew might not settle in. That's what the ground stuff at the stadium was saying because of the breeze. And I think the New Zealand team were aware of that and they decided to take that chance. And that paid off. It looked like from the very beginning that New Zealand wanted to make a big total and put the pressure on India, and they were successful in doing that. The openers, Susie Bates and Georgia Plymouth, they went firing from the very beginning. 55 runs in the power play without losing a single wicket. That automatically puts pressure on the chasing team, right? That automatically puts the chasing team on the back foot. And the first wicket anyway came in, I think, the 8th over. By that time, they had built a pretty good partnership. Of course, India got 2 quick wickets. And then we actually were thinking, oh, okay, India coming back on track. But then Sophie Devine came. And what a powerful innings from her. We saw Deepti Sharma give 45 runs in 4 overs without taking a single wicket. And then this is something I really want to talk about, which I honestly did not understand. So we saw Pooja Vastrakar starting. She was the first bowler. And that anyway was a bit surprising because usually it's Renuka who starts first. So when Harmanpreet brought in Pooja, that was a bit surprising to me. But then I thought maybe she has some plans. And Pooja gave 9 runs in her first over, which I wouldn't say is good because in the opening over, if you give 9 runs, it kind of puts pressure on the bowlers. But then to not bring back your bowler at all in the remaining part of the game, I don't know what was going on in Harmanpreet's mind when she did that. I think when you do that as a captain, when you don't trust your players, that can affect their confidence, not just for this game, even in the other games, even in the remaining games that India will play, that can affect her confidence, right? When your captain does not trust you. If you like this video, please don't forget to give a thumbs up. Trust me, it doesn't take too much time. And yes, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Offside Opinions. And India, as I said, they were poor in the fielding department. We saw glimpses of misfielding. We saw Georgia Plymouth's catch being dropped. I think it was Richa Ghosh, and it was in the power play only, I think. I think it was in the 6th over when Richa Ghosh dropped Plymouth's catch. And then, as I said, multiple misfieldings. And you can't do that in matches like this because I think T20 is such a format where every moment, every dropped catch or every catch taken, every boundary stopped or every boundary given can actually play a big difference later in the match. Every run is important. Saving every run is important. And I think that kind of mentality and approach I felt was missing in the Indian team. If you see the last over, they took, I guess, on 3 balls, they took doubles, and at least on the second last ball, I think. I don't know how that was even a double. How was that even possible? How did they even complete those 2 runs? The fielding was sloppy. The throws have to be tighter. You have to be, I don't know, you just have to be more prepared. You cannot let down your shoulders at any moment in the match. Yes, the run out controversy is another thing that we can talk about. But then sometimes these are things which are not in your control. I know Harmanpreet had every reason to be frustrated, but sometimes you have to let go of things because the more you keep arguing, the more you keep exchanging words, the more the momentum is lost and sometimes can actually affect you negatively. And that is what happened. Due to slow over rate in the last over, India had to bring one fielder inside the circle. And we saw Devine taking advantage of that. But I wouldn't even want to talk about the batting department because it was so poor and disappointing from them. Yes, 160 is a big total already. There's pressure on the chasing team. But then India has to be one of those teams, right, where we can say, oh yes, 160, yes, they can chase it down. What we can say about Australia, we know that, even if it's a 60 or a 170, we know Australia can chase that down. So we would want to say the same about India. And India is one of the strongest teams in the World Cup. The openers had to fire cylinders from the very beginning, but they also had to protect their wickets. You cannot give wickets when you are chasing 160 runs. You cannot give wickets, at least in the power play. You have to build a partnership. You have to, make at least 40 to 50 runs without losing a wicket. But that is not what happened. Shefali Verma got out in the second over, then Smriti Mandhana got out, and then by the end of the power play, even Harmanpreet was out. So when you lose 3 wickets, by the end of the power play, you are anyway again on the back foot, and massively on the back foot. And then Jamima, Richa, nobody could build a partnership. And naturally so. When you're already 3 wickets down by the end of the power play, and when you have such a big total to chase, there's so much of pressure. But again, even if you have pressure, if you have to be the best, you have to also learn how to absorb pressure and come out victorious in the end. And that is not what happened. I think even the intent was missing. And again, we just got all out for 102 runs, which is not good, not just for this match. Just imagine the net run rate, how it will affect the net run rate later in the tournament. So yeah, what a disappointing show from India. We expected so much better, and we know they are capable of performing much, much better. So yes, right now we can only hope that they win all the remaining matches in the group, including against Australia. They will play against Pakistan next, and the match will take place on Sunday. So don't forget to tune in. And yes, we had a disappointing start, but let that not stop us from supporting India. We have to keep supporting them. We have to be behind them. We have to cheer them, and we have to say, yes, you can do it. So yes, let's do that. Let's hope for the best. Let's hope the women in blue will show what they are capable of. So yes, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next vlog.